what about in just our life? What do you see that's different that's happened for us lately?
That we're working more and getting 1% better than other people.
Look at that.
Very nice.
That's right. Or what do I need to learn in order to be able to do things a little bit better or differently? How do I handle these objections differently? Taking on that growth, it can seem overwhelming because you've got all these other things to do. But that's the only way that growth will happen is by challenging yourself. You got to keep challenging yourself to do more.
Probably that consistency is really important, especially from you. You know, all the stuff that you do every day and all the stuff you make me do.
All right, welcome to the Zone of Enrichment, the room of constant, never-ending improvement. This is Kaizen, and this is a Manufactured to Win podcast plus 3.
Let's go. Oh, plus 3.
Yeah. So, hey, man, we're in the studio, and I've brought some special guests with me to be able to help you guys see what's been going on, and even just what we've been doing that has led to inspiration even with us. You know, you guys hear so much about what, or see where we're traveling. We're meeting with all these different people. We're going to these different events. We're putting on events and we're learning. We ourselves are also learning and taking from other people, right? And so I thought it'd be great to bring in 3 very special guests, right? that you may have seen already in different episodes or events or pictures. What? So I'm going to introduce the group here, okay? We've got Mr. Sebastian right here to my left. Sebastian, what's your role, sir, with the company?
CEO.
You're the CEO. Okay. Nobody informed me of that, but okay. So Sebastian, right, is our CEO. We got Christian over here. Christian? And Christian, what is your role with the
I
company?
am the social media manager.
The newly appointed social media manager. Okay. And then we've got, of course, Jackson, who was formerly the social media manager and now has taken on some other responsibilities. Plus, he's starting his own business as well, right? So, Jackson, what is it that you do now?
So I do video, for the company.
For the company, yep.
I do video and photo content, and I help Christian over here with social media.
There you go. And guys, I figured it'd be great to have our 3 sons here to be able to speak about what they've learned, right? What they've been exposed to in these travels now, especially over the last year. And, because sometimes we as adults, we get so caught up in the day-to-day and the grind every single day that we lose sight of the fact that what you're doing, what I'm doing, the work that we do influences the people around us, especially your family, especially your loved ones, especially your children, right? And you hear me talk about that all the time, how you've got to set that example. You've got to be that leader in the way that you work, in the way that you succeed, and in the way that you operate so that the following generations hopefully will follow in your path if it's a good one, right? So, with that being said, there's been a lot of changes, right? There have been a lot of changes in our life and the business, even from just a year ago, right? So I'm going to start with you, Jackson.
Okay.
All right, we'll go with you first of all, because you've been a part of this the longest out of anybody, right? When I started the company, it was just me, myself, and I doing everything, right? Man, traveling here and there, doing the courses and video. I'd set up the camera myself, and I'd record while I was doing things, editing, putting all these things out, podcasts, didn't matter what it was. And then, what's it been? It's almost been 2 years now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
This summer will be 2 years. So a year and a half ago, you started traveling with me. You started doing the recording and the editing and all these things. What's the biggest difference you see now compared to a year and a half ago?
With our company?
With the company, yes.
I would probably say obviously there's a lot more people involved. I think that's cool. Like when we travel, it's not just you and me anymore. It's like, other people with other things that they provide. But I would say the biggest thing is just people coming to us now.
Yeah.
People know us, and when we go to these shows or even on social media, people are liking our stuff, engaging it, and they want to be a part of it. I'm sensing like they're having that fear of missing out now of what we're doing, since people are doing it with the lives and stuff like that. I would say that's the biggest thing.
That's a big change. We were just having a team meeting on Friday, right, where we were talking about our event coming up in Phoenix, and I'm like, damn, we're bringing 10 people, just ourselves from the team. Like that is a huge change, right? And compared to where it was at before. So and then obviously people now reaching out to us, that's a big thing as well. And so it's had a tremendous effect on, I think, all of us in how we see things. So, with that being said, Christian, okay, I'm going to put you on the spot now, all right? So, this guy starts to overthink things, right? What's one of the things that you have learned over the last, even the last 6 months to a year? What have you learned personally from what you've experienced now as being more involved in the business?
Probably that consistency is really important.
All right.
Especially from you, all the stuff that you do every day and all the stuff you make me do.
That's true. Sometimes I gotta make them do it. Boy, you do the same thing. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Okay. Let's go back to the consistency thing, because I like that, right? I mean, I talk about that a lot. So what do you see as a benefit to consistency?
You can put yourself out there more. You can improve more than people who just do it a few times a week, and you do it like every day. So you get just that much better than those other people.
Okay, I like that. And so this guy keeps moving around over here. It's getting antsy. So here's one thing I've noticed, right? Because now you have responsibilities, daily responsibilities, not just for school, right? These two are homeschooled. That's one of the benefits that we have. They're homeschooled. They have to get their work done in the mornings. And so, but you also have the responsibilities that you got to do daily for the business, right? And so let me ask you, do you see yourself more consistent?
Yes,
Yeah?
I would say so.
Okay. How so?
Well, because I've been posting a lot more. Because back then when Jackson was social media manager, I only had to post like 3 things for the platform. But now I have to post on every platform. So I have to be more consistent or the views just drop.
All right. So, and we're going to come back to you on that, okay? I got to get to this guy because he's just fidgeting and like he's going to run away or something, okay? So the CEO over here, all right, Mr. CEO. What do you see different in our life or in the company? What's been a big change for you?
That we're getting more people to come to our lives.
Okay, we get more people to come to the live events. Yeah, for sure. And what about in just our life? What do you see that's different that's happened for us lately?
That we're working more and getting 1% better than other people.
Look at that.
Very nice.
That's
Good
right.
job, Sebastian.
So that's one of the things that we talk about. Where did you learn that from?
You guys?
Well, not just us, but you were listening to a podcast, right? On that. Who were you listening to?
Andy Frisella.
Frisella. We'll give a shout out to Real AF and Andy Frisella. So tell me about that. What does it mean to get 1% better? In your mind, what do you think that means?
That means you're working more than other people do.
Okay. And what does that do
Go a
for
little
you?
closer to the mic.
Yeah. What does that do for you?
That you get better and
Why do you get better?
you work like every single day and you don't stop.
And so if you're working every day, and people don't work every day, you get that much more work done, right? So you get further ahead. So that's great. Yeah, and then we moved. We moved from San Antonio up here to Frisco, to Dallas, right? That's a big change too. Yes? Was it a good change? Do you like it? Yeah? All right. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. So, guys, there's been, from the move from San Antonio to Frisco and the growth that we've been seeing from our lives, more people attending, more people reaching out to us. We had the partnership with MHI and the new PHC program that we put out, right? The new training for the National Association. Just things keep blowing up, right? And keep getting bigger and bigger. But when you have more things that are working, you have more responsibilities now, right? And it's harder to keep track of everything. And so, right now, one of those things that most people would consider like, do I really want to do this, is adding more responsibilities, right? And too many people stay stuck, and they get stuck in this place, and they stop growing, they stop adding to what they got to do. But you don't realize that in adding, whether you're in sales out there, right? Maybe it's, how can I get more business from outside of my market, right? Or what do I need to learn in order to be able to do things a little bit better or differently? How do I handle these objections differently? Taking on that growth, it can seem overwhelming because you've got all these other things to do. But that's the only way that growth will happen, is by challenging yourself. You got to keep challenging yourself to do more. And yes, maybe you have to wake up earlier, right? To be able. What time do you usually do your schoolwork at?
I usually wake up around like 7.
Okay.
To get the post and my schoolwork done.
You see, and normally I wouldn't have to do that because you'd be going to school at 8 and you're there till 3, right? And all these other things. So everybody has to do different. Jackson, you recently started your own business, right?
Yes.
So tell us about that. What is it that you're doing? And now how does that affect what you've got to get done throughout your day?
So what I do is I help people with ad videos, social media content if they want it, website design, and event photo and video coverage, of an event that you have going on. I think the biggest thing is thing that I know from watching you, but it hit me is you can't take any days off, or there's no money coming in.
Yeah.
Or there's nothing, no leads, no anything. And so that's, I think, the biggest thing that I've learned, that, sure, maybe you're not at your computer for 24 hours in a day, but you have to at least do something to at least push something forward on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, we have to move the needle every day, right? Because if not, it can, when you're working off, for those of you in commissions, the same thing. When you eat off of what you do, it's got to be daily. Because if you take one day off, like you said, man, the traction stops, the lead flow can stop, your pipeline can fall apart. But, again, it goes back to, what example are you setting? What example are you setting for yourself that is going to pay off for you, and at the same time inspire others? Because you may not have children. Maybe you're not even married. Who knows, right? You're not thinking of having children. I know these guys always talk all the time that they're not going to have kids. But the people around you, your team members, will be inspired by your work ethic. They'll be inspired by what you do, right? And so, Sebastian, what are some of the things that you do besides just annoy everybody? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. What are some of the things that you do besides just your schoolwork? What else are you involved in? Get
Playing-
closer to the mic, son. Come on.
Playing sports.
Okay. What sports do you play?
Football, soccer,
Well, you're starting soccer up again, huh? Okay. All right. So, and then what else are you doing?
traveling with
You're traveling
you
with
guys.
us, and then
Oh.
where do you go at nights?
What?
What do you do at nights? Not in the bar, right? We're not talking about. You're involved in what?
Choking people.
What kind of? He's kind of choking people, right? He's doing jujitsu now.
Bro.
So what's jujitsu been like for you?
Good.
Yeah. And what have you learned from jujitsu?
To defend myself.
To defend yourself, but what else? What do you guys have to say at the end of every class? What makes you happy?
Hard work.
Say it again into the mic.
Hard work.
Look at the camera and tell people.
Hard work.
Hard work makes you happy, right? And so do you think that being in jiu-jitsu and playing football and having to do your schoolwork, which I know sometimes you really don't want to do, right? But you don't want to do it, but what do we tell you? You have to get it done, right? Because sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. You know, I didn't like making phone calls all the time, just like you guys probably don't. But look, you got to fight through the things that you don't like to do. Because those things that you don't like to do are really the ones that are actually going to help you more than not. Why do we not like... If everything was fun, okay? If you only, or let me put it to you this way. If you only did the things you like to do, you don't get anything done. Because what do we like to do? We like to play video games. We like to just sit around, lounge around on the couch, and we like to eat, all kinds of snacks and whatnot, right? The stuff that we normally don't like to do is the stuff that actually gives us progress, right? Whether it's financial or just in life. And so that's one of the things that it took me a very long time, and I'm trying to help these boys understand. And I'm glad to hear Jackson say like he's seen it and all that, because you guys are going to be further ahead than I ever was in understanding. There's a phrase out there that says you have to embrace the suck. Okay? You have to embrace the suck. In other words, you have to accept it. Not everything you want to do or have to do is going to be fun. School, it's not going to be fun. Right? But you got to do it. Yes?
Yes.
Because what makes it happy?
Hard work.
Hard work. Hard work, right? So, Christian, all right? You're right there? Okay.
Take a breath, bro.
When it comes to times that things haven't been the way you wanted them to be, okay, how do you feel inside?
I feel kind of mad
Why do you get mad?
because they just don't go the way I want it to go, so I get mad.
Okay.
So you get mad, right? And now, does anything good come out of you getting mad about it?
No.
Not really, right? Okay. And the reason I ask you that is because a lot of times things don't turn out the way that we want them. Okay? Look, as much as we talk about the growth of the company, all right? I want you guys to think about this. As much as we talk about the growth of the company, and you guys out there, as much as you may talk about how successful your year has been or how 2025 went and all that, what you got to understand is this, like for them out there that are selling, Even those guys that sell 50, 60, we know of one guy in Texas who sold over 80 homes by himself, right? We've met the guy. We've had him on our calls before, okay, Dustin Mason. Even though he sold 86 homes, I think it was last year, I can almost guarantee you that he had more than twice that amount of people that didn't buy from him. In other words, the majority of the time, things aren't going to work out the way that we want them to. And if we got mad every time that happened, oh my God, our life would suck. Your day would suck, right? You'd be pissed off. You'd live pissed off if that were the case. But when we're mad, okay, because I know somebody over here who gets mad very easily. Yes. Mm-hmm. When you're mad, can you get work done?
No.
No. Right? And so if you let those things bother you and tick you off, then you stop doing the work. And when you stop doing the work, what happens?
Nothing comes to you.
Nothing comes to you, and you fall further behind. Right? You fall further behind, and then you got to build it back up again and again and again. So why not just keep moving? That's one of the things that we got to learn is you can't let yourself get so. Look, there's going to be times you're going to get pissed off. It happens. It happens. That's life, right? That's life for all of us. We can't get away from it. But what we got to learn is to be able to control our emotions. That's one of the things that is huge, being able to control our emotions, right? Because you guys, we hear it all the time. What are the two things you can control? Who wants to throw it out there? Who wants to take a guess? What are the two things you control? There's only two things. And no, you can't control your brothers. Okay?
Your emotions?
Your emotions, right? Your attitude. And what else? What's the second thing?
The mind.
Well, your mind. That's how you think, right? How you respond. And the second thing is the work that you do.
Yeah,
Your actions. Those are the only thing. So why let the bad things stop you from taking action? If you guys can push through whenever something bad happens, man, you're going to get that much further ahead. And that's all of us. You're going to get that much further ahead. When that customer doesn't call you back, when that customer backs out, when the deal falls apart, when the family convince your buyer not to buy it, whatever it is, you keep pushing through, you're going to get what you're after. And it's going to be that much faster. But when we don't, when we let our emotions get in the way, when we want to act like little kids, we have a special way of talking at our house, then we just fall further behind, right? Now, you guys have gotten to meet a lot of people over the last year, 2 years, right? We'll start with Jackson.
Oh, boy.
Jackson, who do you feel has been somebody that you've met in our travels that has had an effect in you?
Man, I don't know. I've met so many people. Mm-hmm. That's such a hard question.
Nobody's going to get their feelings hurt if you didn't mention them. Right off top of your head, who do you think is the person that you've met that has had the most influence or that you appreciate the most or just, okay, I'm not going to say the most, that you appreciate?
I would probably say Mark from MHI.
Mark Bowersox. Yeah. Okay, all right.
I know you guys were all going to say him, so I'm going to take him first. I know I just really look up to him, his willingness to wanting to change the industry and level it up. I think that's really what stood out to me because, being in the industry, it's hard to change some things. Mm-hmm. And so, when we met with him at first and he was open to change and just being with him I think we've known him for, a year now. A little over a year, yeah. And he's just constantly looking for things to change and to add things, and I really see that. I look up to that.
That's definitely something, right? Same question, sir.
Can't be Mark. So.
It can be. It can be Mark if that's who you want to say. But what have you taken from it? Is first of all, is that who you were going to mention or what?
I was gonna ask if I could say you.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, sure. Yeah.
Okay, well, you, because of the consistency of how much you do, you never take no for an answer, and like you just never stop.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, it's definitely special to hear. You know, especially when it's your own children that are telling you that. Because, man, I'm here to tell you guys, like, I have screwed up a lot in life and in business, and so. You know, if there's anything that anybody, you know, that you guys, you three, what I want you to take from all of this, and we've talked about this so many times, right? I want you guys to be better than me, not me. You shouldn't try to be me. You should try to be better than me. And you have so many more opportunities ahead of you, and there's so much. I know I give you guys a hard time all the time, like, oh, you guys are lazy, you know, the work and all this, but times are different, right? I mean, who would think that you could go on your phone or in your computer? You know, I didn't 10 years ago. Things like AI and all of these things that exist, like, you should be further ahead of me. Okay? But what you will never, ever be ahead of me on is experience. Because I'm older. I will always be older than you. So I will always have more experience, right? And the benefit to that is I've had a lot of bad experiences in my life, a lot of bad things that have happened, a lot of bad choices I've made. And I want you guys to learn the road not to go down, right? As you move ahead in life. And it's the same thing for all of you out there. Man, our training is based on that. Our trainings that we do, our events that we do, it's what didn't work. Is based on, hey, this didn't work, so do this because this works. And now we're giving you the shortcut, the hack, so to speak, of what you need to work at. And so why would you not be a part of it? Right? So thank you. And Mark does a great job, right? That's one of the things why I left retail was to change the way the industry, and like you said, Jackson, it's not easy. It's not easy change. I know one of your things is your main passion is films, right? And directing. And I hear you talk about how, you know, you don't agree with certain things like the whole Netflix thing and all that, right? And so, okay, so how are you going to change that? You know, I think it's John F. Kennedy, right, who said that the quote is something of, was it like one person can change the world and everyone should try or something like that, you know? So, man, all of us should be trying all of the time to make things better, to make the world better, to make the industry better, to make our lives better. We should always be moving to make things better, get 1% better every day, right? Just like Andy Frisella says. Yes? Don't judge me because I let my kid listen to Andy Frisella. All right? Go. No, anyway. So, Sebastian, back to you. We're gonna end the show on you. Okay? So don't screw this up. What is one thing that you would tell everybody out there watching, like right there, in the world over there, okay? What's one piece of advice that you would give them to help them be better?
To not give up.
Get closer.
To
Right in the
not
mic.
give up.
Talking to the mic. Tell them.
To not give up.
To not give up. To not give up on what?
Work.
Uh-huh. Why not?
You can lose experience and you can lose houses.
Yeah. Been there. What else?
You can
What happens if you don't give up?
you will make it in life.
Yeah, that's true. You know, we have lost everything, right? I tell people all the time, it's happened to me twice. Once before you guys, and guys, full disclosure, it happened once when we had everybody. We lost everything. Houses, cars, the whole works. But every time we've come back bigger, stronger, because we're not afraid of the work. Not afraid of the hard work at all. It's scary. It's always going to be scary. Life is scary. Business is scary. Right? But as long as you know that you aren't afraid of the work, of the hard work, that you're going to push through when things suck, right? That you're going to push yourself to do more than what most people think you would. That you're going to be happy with the hard work and make yourself better every single day. If you know that for a fact, you will never fail. You may lose things. You may fall down on your face. You may wipe out. But you always bounce back. The people, and I'll share with you guys something very personal. The people that don't make it are the people that give up. They give up on themselves. When it's right there, everybody has the same opportunities. But it's like I tell people when I hire them, right? I can give you the opportunity. It's there. The opportunity is there for everybody to be hugely successful. What I can't give you is the work ethic. I can't give you the right attitude. I can't give you the action that it takes. You're going to have to put that in. You're going to have to put that in. And so, you know, what I was saying is there was somebody very, very near and dear, I won't say who it was, very near and dear to me in my life that gave up on everything. And he had the opportunity to do a lot and be around some very special people, and he chose to give up. And that's why, just like you said, we can't give up. And as long as all of us keep pushing through and all of us keep focused and you do the things that you're strong at and you improve the things that you're not. And the same thing with you, Jackson. Same thing with you, Sebastian. If we keep pushing, if we keep working hard, if we keep growing, you guys are going to completely dominate your life. And like I tell people all the time, that's when things will start happening for you and not to you. Too many people in life go through life and go through business. Why does this happen to me? Why did I lose that? When we lost everything, I go, why did this happen to me? I knew why it happened. You know why it happened? When I had everybody and we lost everything, it happened because I wasn't working. Not because I didn't want to, right? I mean, I had to have surgery to have a tumor taken out, and then a few months later I had to have brain surgery. But still, I know why it happened. But we bounce back, we put in the work, and we go. So things don't happen to you, they happen for you when you're not afraid of working. Are you afraid of working? Are you lazy? Yeah.
Oh, Seb. CEO, bro.
No, but you're good, right? You're good. Yes. Are you afraid of working?
No.
No. Jackson? No. And neither should you. Hard work will get you where you want to be. And you'll leave a legacy and you'll leave an example, and all of us should go out and do that. So with that being said, my friends, appreciate you guys all being here. Let's go out, let's attack every single day, and let's all work to make ourselves what?
1% better.
1% better every day, guys.
1%.
Because we're here to help take your life, your business, and your career to a whole new level. And you will make an example, and people will follow you as well. So as we like to say always, my friends, until the next time, can't wait to meet you.